It's your boy RZ here. Do it to life for life. Do it to you. Do it to 2021. Ah, your boy walking on sunshine. Hold on. I'm coming. I'm coming. Ah, I'm here. Ta-da. I'm back. It's your boy RZ up in the house. You know what the day is? The day is Monday. And I'm checking out on these new headphone microphones. I wonder if it sounds a little bit better than it has been in the past. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to check this out, see if this is going to be the best way to go. Well, today is Monday, so it's asking on Mondays. So I wake up today, wasn't feeling too resourceful this morning, but I started the day out looking at, I guess it was generosity. Generosity was what we were looking at inside, Jesus' generosity as he went around and helping people. I know he was healing people on a regular basis, just kept healing people. People were coming and he was healing all of them, the sick, the lame. And Pastor always told me at one time that, we're supposed to be healthy so that we can serve. I know Jesus went over somebody's house the other day and then his mama was sick. So what he ended up doing was once he healed the guy's mama, the mama began to wait on everybody. She didn't get well and then start taking care of herself. No, she started doing what she was supposed to do to be of service. And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be of service. So after I listened to that, listened to some Joseph Prince, then I shot my second day of affirmations. I don't know if you guys checked it out on TikTok. I did post it on Instagram. Should have went up on Twitter as well too. Tomorrow gonna be day 3. Then after I finished that, then I got to work. Gosh, man, I really wasn't feeling it. I was kind of bombarded with some questions on a sensitive area. I was trying to close a deal, and the rug was yanked from under me without even a discussion. Without even a discussion. So I felt a little weird on that. Then plus everybody kept coming to me, oh yeah, this, that. So I didn't respond back, you know, with love and impeccability of the word. I was like, hey, look, I don't know. I think the product is sold. I don't know. Have you looked at it? Have you touched it? Of course, they didn't want to hear any of that. Then to the point after 4 or 5 people asked me the same thing, I was like kind of non-responsive. I was like non-responsive. I just kind of zoned out. Then after I say, you know what? That wasn't the right way to handle that. There really wasn't the right way to handle it. You didn't feel right, didn't feel good when you did it. What's going on? Let's go ahead and check it. Let's go ahead and resolve it. Let's go ahead and move. Because I was taking some things personally, evidently, when I shouldn't have been taking things personally. But evidently, I was taking some things personally. So then I started thinking about my full agreements. Am I doing my best? Am I being impeccable with the words that's coming out of my mouth? Then I said, oh man, you forgot. Let's go take a walk with the Lord, because I always go and take an early morning walk, at least once a day. I say, now it's time to ask these questions. This is Asking Mondays. Let's ask some questions. How can I be more resourceful? How can I get past this? What do I need to do next? What do I need to be focusing on? Because I keep coming back around to focusing on Matthew chapter 6, which actually leads into 7. And the guy that read it, Furnick, I said I was going to go back and listen to his sermon, but I hadn't had a chance to do it yet. But Furnick said that 6, when they wrote the Bible, there's no chapters and verses. They kind of threw that in there so we can find stuff easy. It's okay, that's enough. Let's make that the end of that chapter. We'll start a new chapter. But it's actually the same verse. Chapter 6 and chapter 7, all of it was the same sermon, the Sermon on the Mount. That's when Jesus was laying it out to him. He said, look, it's 1,000 things to search and seek after, but it's only one. If you seek first the kingdom, then all the other stuff that you're seeking will be added, because the kingdom is connected to the other stuff. We talked about, they keep coming back around about this focus. And also having the courage to exercise that thing out, see? Because knowing the path and walking the path, that's part of the Matrix. Oh, yeah, that's part of the Matrix. We're going to get into that. The Matrix is coming back, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to be in it. The Matrix is coming back, so I'm ready for it. But that's where that came from. And me and my daughter always had the idea about the Tony Robinson Pygmalion effect. Let me push these in. And that Pygmalion effect was that she say, was he the one because everybody believed he was the one, or was he the one because he believed he was the one? And it come to find out, it's kind of the same thing, right? It kind of dovetails together because a lot of times people don't think they the one, even though they have the gift. They're not truly the one until they start believing that they the one. And they never say that I'm the one. They just start stretching themselves and applying themselves at a higher level, even though everybody say, hey, this is the one. Just like they said to Neo, hey, you got the gift, kid, but you're not the one. A lot of people got the gift, but they're not the one until they start walking in that gift. And it wasn't because, I don't think, it wasn't because they kept telling them he was the one. They had a belief in him and that made them operate at a high level, but he had to snap it. That light had to flip inside his head to, hey man, you know what? Still looking for him. Let me be the one. Let me just do it. Let me just see how far I can go with it. So that's what happened. So that's where I'm at. We was watching, me and my sister on the way back, me and my sister went to talking. We've been to talking. And we was talking about you never know who you entertaining. You know, we talked about this one guy that, she said it was a movie that this guy, he spent all his life trying to get to the NFL. And then once he got to the combine, the thing before he in front of the right people to showcase his skills, and he getting ready, and everybody else doing their thing. And then the guy walks up to him and say, hey man, we need some help. These quarterbacks are throwing over here. Can you go over there and grab them balls, man, and help them get the balls over here? And then the guy said, man, look, I'm here to try out, man. I'm an athlete. I mean, I'm not a ball boy. I mean, you need to get somebody else to do that. I ain't here to get no balls, man. I'm here to showcase my skills. And the guy said, you know what, man, I know you're here to showcase your skills, but we need help getting these balls. He said, man, look, I told you I ain't getting no freaking balls. I'm not getting them. Get somebody else to do it. He said, you know what? That's what I'll do. I'll get somebody else to do it. And as for you, I'm going to get somebody else to do your position as well, too. So pack up your stuff and leave. He said, who you going to tell to leave? He said, look, I'm the guy. I'm the guy. And we already recognize you're not a team player, man, so you can just go ahead and leave. Now he said, oh, man, I ain't know you was the guy. He said, nah, it don't matter if you know I'm the guy or not, man. When you're on this field, man, we're a team. And we do whatever it takes. You've already proven right here when I caught you in the raw when the boss ain't looking that you ain't a team player. You all about self. You're not about serving, you're about self. This game is about serving so you can lead. So the guy left, he was distraught. He was distraught. I can't imagine it. But how many times when had situations pop up like that and we're not in a generous mode? We're not in a generous mode. And me and my sister, we was talking, I got this statement. The statement says, you know what? Okay, hey, can you come help me? Then I'll be like, hold on. First thing out of my symbiote comes up, say, look, man, what's in it for us? What's in it for us? I mean, that's going to cost us. We're going to miss something. You're going to miss something going over there helping with them. It's going to cost you. So tell them you can't do it. Tell them you can't do it. Then I'll be thinking, you know what? If I was rich, would my decision be different? Probably so. Thus come the purpose for us being on the planet is to serve, is to help. That's our true nature, and we want to do that all the time, but we've been trained to serve self, that we're going to miss out. Because if you miss out on something, they're going to rub it in your face. Oh, you missed out on that. You shouldn't have been helping that guy. The guy right there is irrelevant. What you was doing was irrelevant. So you just gotta figure out which way is the best way to go. You see what I'm saying? And so we talked for a good little while. Then she was like, "Yeah, you know what?" Because I was telling her about a time, that I was thinking about that. And she was like, "Yeah, I've been thinking the same thing. We all think the same thing. It's always the same thing. It's always the same thing. I mean, you're sitting there, you're looking, you're thinking, and you're saying, man, am I going to miss out on something? Fear of missing out. A lot of times we don't step out on that faith because we think it's going to be a loss, some embarrassment. We're going to lose some points. And we come to find out that, that's why we got so many irons in the fire. We're scared to take any of the irons out of the fire because when you take one out, you go back and look at it. See, I'm trying to work on that. Jesus said in the Bible, he said, the man that puts his hand to the plow and looks back, man, he ain't fit for the kingdom. People in the kingdom don't look back. They don't. They don't look back. They keep going forward because if they look back, they're going to go off course and crash. They're going to run into something and crash and burn. Because only the ego want to look back and see what's been done. The ego want to look back and say, man, that's a straight line. I think going to slow down and stop to look back. You need to be plowing forward. So that's what you got to do. That's always stuck with me. Put your hands to the plow. Do the thing. If you choose between two options, once you make a decision on one option, don't go back and look and see, hey, man, I know you was working on that price, but man, did that price go down? And you keep looking, oh, man, that price went down. I knew I should have went that way. I mean, but that's how it is. So we can't look back. We're going to look forward. Just like when I'm posting these videos. Not a lot of comments. I'm not answering a lot of comments. I'm not looking back because I want to get to a certain point after I plowed the whole field to a certain extent that's done. Then I can look back and go back and put the seeds in. But sometimes people say it's a fine line where you do want to make sure that you're doing it right, that you're not starting out crooked and all that stuff. So how do you make sure of that? You got to look back sometime. That's a fine line. Let me ask you something. You got Usain Bolt running in a race, right? He run the race. Run the race. Does he stop and look back, say, man, I wonder if I'm even in my lane? No, he just keep running. Once the race over, then you look at the film and the tape, the race is done. Okay, I was off the line. That race done. So ain't nothing to do about that. How can I improve on the next field I plow? I just go and plow another field. See, that's the beauty of it. Because I plow one field in this cricket, don't mean that I can't go and plow another field. Don't mean I can't even wipe the slate and just do it again. What it's going to cost me? A little more time, a little more effort, of course. But I'm learning. I'm moving forward. I'm getting a result. I'm not taking it personally, not making assumptions. I'm doing my best. And then once I'm doing all that, this is my self-talk of being impeccable with my word, coming back to myself. So you know what? I've been talking long enough. Today is Monday. Tomorrow is Tuesday. The Tuesday, I'm going to crack in and we're going to recap the one thing first thing in the morning. Then after that, we're going to dive into some one thing all day long. I didn't get it. I pulled out my 411. No, I didn't pull out my 411. I pulled out the list that I was making my 5 calls on. I got to take out my 411. I just got to do it. So you know what I got to do. You know what I'm going to do. Now what you going to do? You know what you got to do. You got to do it to it because I'm going to do it to it. So go ahead. Do it to that like button. Do it to that thumbs up. Do it to that subscribe. Do it to that notification bell. Do it to that share. And then do it to your life. Peace out. Do it to it. I think that sound okay. Let's see. We'll see what it sound like. Ah, ah, ah. What is the world? Why that thing went